Alright, hopefully I don't mess up again. I kept messing up, and then I was quick mess up. I could have just so I don't keep messing up. I'll just keep doing different cuts. Let's get right on with it. This is the library comics review. There is one I didn't finish, but I got it yesterday. Like, you don't even know what the book is because I didn't show it off yet. But I was gonna. Part of me was like, why not wait till you finish that book? And it's like, no, there's no reason to do that. Might as well just read because these ones I had shown off last Friday, and I like keeping that consistent. I already didn't do that with the books that I reviewed yesterday. You know, that huge lot of books in my personal collection. So I decided, let's not make the mistake again, and let's just review the books I showed off that I said I'll be reviewing once I finish them. Let's get on with it. First one up is Flawed. Now, back in September of 2023, or around that time, I was trying to, I don't want to say save money, but I was trying not to get a bunch of what my library had. And I wanted to get a Chuck Brown lot. And I was like, well, if they have On the Stump in Bitterroot, sure, it's the soft covers of Bitterroot, but still it's soft covers, still the same story of Bitterroot. Why not also put in Flawed my library to get as a materials request? And I had done that, and then I guess I just decided to, and maybe it was towards the beginning of September, and I decided, screw it, let's get all four of those that works out the best. With what I have for money and all that. So I got that, and then I forgot about it, and then I think it was like October, November. I think even in December. It was a long time afterwards. Flawed came in from my local library, and I hadn't read my copy yet. So I decided, you know what, let's read their copy, and that's what I'll keep on doing. I do still own it, but I will still keep my copy of Flawed. But each and every time I get the need to want to read this again, which is often, I end up getting a library's copy. And yes, this is a very, very good comic. Each time I read this, I like more and more about it. I notice more little, like, not little details, but I realize I understand more and more what's going on in the comic, and like, there's some undertones and all that kind of stuff. And this is definitely worth checking out. It's a nice, if you honestly would like any of these genres, action, adventure, crime and mystery, occult, and supernatural, you will like this book. I can't imagine anyone hating this book. It's not like a groundbreaking, breaks new ground. No, it's just an entertaining book that I really like. I really enjoy reading. I'll show the book afterwards. I'll be reading. That's the library book. That's after I show off all these books I'm reviewing. Morning in America, I still think is pretty good. Rushed ending, but I still think it's pretty good. I think it's worth checking out if you don't, if you think Max Pistachio is a terrible writer. I just realized in yesterday's video I said, oh, I'm going to go over them again once I finish reviewing them all, do out of 10 reviews. I never did. I'll do it as a short, maybe. No, that's stupid. But basically, the only, I mean, you guys know. Like, I think doing it a 10 out of 10, like a blank out of 10 review, while that concludes it perfectly, it's not necessary in my case, or in my opinion. Lock and Key Volume 1. I've read this before. So far, all these are rereads, and I'm now going to be reading the entire series. Now, Volume 1, I did not have physically. I have the rest of the series physically, but this one was always free for Prime readers, and I was a Prime reader, Amazon Prime reader, so I always just was like, you know what, let's save $20, and because it is a $20 trade, and get the it's actually, and then get it on the Kindle. But I needed to save some room. Yeah, it was $20. It was $20. But I needed to save some slots because they only allowed 10 when DC had their huge 200 plus or 100 plus 150 plus book lot. So I had to free some rooms. I placed one. So I got this from the library. So I was like, you know what, library has it. Let's free up a slot and then get the library's copy physically. So now I've read all this series physically. But, oh yeah, sorry. I didn't say how I felt about it. I like this series. It's a really good series. I think it's 1,000 times better than what I've seen thus far than Netflix show. I hate that Netflix decided to be like, you know what, even though the comic is intended for mature readers, let's have the series be intended for the people that read Batman. Like that 13, like PG-13. This is R-rated. They went for PG-13 for the Netflix show. I don't know why either. Now I completely understand why you guys are all pissed off when Expendables 3 was PG-13, or RoboCop the remake was PG-13, or there's a lot of examples here, or Terminator 4 was PG-13 Salvation. I believe it was the fourth one. I don't know. They all suck after T2. I haven't checked out T3 though. Maybe I should. I don't know. Maybe I will, honestly, but I'm not like super into Terminator movies anyways. I watched them once, thought they were. I understand why people like them, but I was like, I could go my whole entire life without watching them again. Blasphemous, I know, but I will be watching those, giving those a second chance pretty soon here. So don't take my word for it as facts, as how I feel about it, especially because I'll be watching again soon. Alice Ever After and Alice Never After. Both are pretty good and very dark retellings of the Alice in Wonderland tale. I dare not spoil anything, just that if you like modern retellings of fairy tales, you will like this book. And or if you like Dan Panosian as a writer or author, or artist, and or artist. Writer author, that makes sense. Another 2-for-1, that is Justice League International. This is both volumes of the New 52 series. And it's a perfect example of that forgettable superhero movie that you liked. You thought was good, but you don't remember it in 2 hours. But you're like, hey, I had a good time. It was well worth the money. I will check it out again if it's on TV. And in this case, I'll check out Justice League International again, so far as it's at my like local library. And I've kept on doing that. I would never pay money for this series, but I am glad my library has it too. Like I would actually kind of fight for them to keep it in their system if they had to get rid of it for whatever reason, budget reasons, or whatever. They had to do that. They had like a purge of books. I can name on like probably 2 hands of books that are gone. Let's do that right now. Sculpted. Yeah, 2 Inhumans books. 2 Captain Marvel books. Now I should be doing 2-for-1 series, but still. There you go. 5 of them. That's all. I thought name on the top of my head, but they just got rid of them. Not they put it in storage or whatever. And you just have to ask for your own copy. No, they got rid of it completely. I don't know, and no one has it. It's weird. It's one of those like dystopian, not dystopian. It's one of those like when something weird happens in the movie, and they have to investigate really deep into it. Like no, like it's kind of like an It, where none of the adults really knew how the kids disappeared, that kind of thing, or they didn't know about the monster It. That's kind of like how the library is with the books. They're gone. They don't know that they're gone. I asked someone there that works there, and he had said he didn't know anything about it. It was very weird. I'll ask him again though. It's been a long time. I think he remembers. Wonder Girl Homecoming. This is like with Flawed, is one that I will keep checking out. But unlike Flawed, I don't own it myself. But this is just a phenomenal series. And like with Flawed, each time I read it, I find more and more joy about it and understand more and more about the series. Like I find more details come to you know what I mean? Like I read this detail here I missed. Now I got it here. That kind of thing. Why am I saying it's a walk with it? I don't know. But you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm sure. Avengers Children's Crusade is a very adequate follow-up to Young Avengers, and a very worthy follow-up to Young Avengers. If you really liked Heinberg and Chung's Young Avengers, this is where you should go next. I think if you just want to read their run, you really don't have to read that one in this. There are some like crossovers. There's a Dark Reign tie-in, Civil War tie-in, but all of these series besides this and the original Young Avengers, none of that is written by Alan Heinberg or Jim Chung. Or drawn by Jim Chung. This and the Young Avengers are the only 2 that are written by Alan Heinberg and drawn by Jim Chung. So I think it's Chi Young. I'm pretty sure it's Chung. It might be Chi Young. It's CHEUNG. I'm almost positive it's Chung. I will always say Chung, unless they mess up and say that I said it's Chi Young. I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say it was Chung. I always pronounce it Chung. Avengers Mythos, a nice little modern retelling. I don't mind these modern retellings. They don't do the thing that I would expect them to do and have like a bunch of 2000s lingo. This came out in the early 2000s, I would say. Let's say 2005. There's no references to a 40-year-old virgin. There's no references to whatever was popular back then, all those songs. No references to Britney Spears. It's not like the Ultimate Series. Even the Ultimates, I didn't mind it. But I mean modern retelling in the sense that, like with Ultimates, They were just taking out all of that dated junk that, to be fair, I don't even like either, and they're replacing it with intrigue. Now, there was something that was problematic, like Hank Pym, the whole Hank Pym thing was Hank Pym, Janet Van Dyne. Yeah, if they took that out, I don't want to take that out. I like that as it's a terrible thing that happens, but it's necessary to tell um, in their history. But that happened way after their first appearance, so I understand why it was not focused on in here. However, and some things I like about the older comics, like how they're able to like have like kind of racist and sexist stuff in it. Like I think that's good that they keep it in there. Yeah, it's not the way we should be thinking about minorities and women today, but it is kind of funny they always kept it in there, and it's that's what I like reading. I like reading those comics as a time capsule, and it's a time capsule, but you have to also deal with the dated pacing, and this is where Avengers Mythos comes to save the day, is they have the pacing that is a norm for comics for modern comics. And it's kind of hard to explain because when I say a modern retelling, again, I don't mean that they use modern lingo and they change the origins. No, they don't. I don't think they did that at all. They just make it a modern in a sense of pacing and modern in a sense of the writing style. There we go, perfect. And last but certainly not the least is Wolverine by Benjamin Percy. A series I think gets better and better as it goes along. Must read. And for the most part, you don't have to have read any other Krakoan era X-Men book, except for X of Swords. In the middle of this book, there's an X of Swords, and then the crossovers, thankfully the tie-ins aren't even in here. And if you really want to, if you really hate them, then yes, you do have to get X of Swords. I don't mind that, and I wasn't too terribly confused. But that, as I say, is that. And here's a bonus at the end, this little post-credit scene. Murder World is the series, it's not Murder World, there's no, it's just Murder World, there's nothing after it. It's like Murder World, Avengers, X-Men, no, it's just Murder World. But this is the book that I'll be reading and finishing for, well, it's 5 issues. Today is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'll finish it by Monday, if all goes well. Actually, Sunday, sorry. Because Monday, I'll be starting on my, spit it out, my January pile, finally. Which I'm sure already starting, because I'm getting the OGNs and whatnot, but actually starting it. But that, as I say, is that. And end it now.